are home prices dropping right now? Hey, this is just a month-and-month seasonal decline. And yeah, it does feel like housing prices are not going up 2% a month anymore. But right now they are probably going up close to 1% year over year. So this whole idea that I'm waiting until the market shakes out, guys, we have got to fight through that. The big question is, are home prices dropping right now? That to me is where the media has stooped to a new low because of headlines. And the way that they're trying to justify it with data and stats is, for the first time I've seen ever, they're actually showing that home prices are dropping month over month. And that's the revolutionary thing that I don't think a lot of people are picking up on. They're actually showing month over month. And what I mean by month over month is July to August, August to September, that home prices are going down that way as opposed to year over year. We've always done year over year. Why? Because it's not impacted by seasonality. However, month over month is definitely impacted by seasonality. And I don't think a lot of people know that or understand that or follow that. Here's the general premise. The reason you cannot look at home prices going up or down is because home prices always go down at the end of the summer into the fall. Always. Even last year, even the year before. Higher priced homes sell in the spring and summer. Why? Lots of reasons. Reason number one, that's when everybody wants to sell. It's the most convenient time to sell. It's convenient because your houses look better, okay? That's the number one reason. The people that want to sell in the fall and winter typically have to. Like, they have to for some reason. They got transferred at the job. They moved. It's the people that have to actually sell and buy concurrently. Like, they can't buy a house and move in and then also afford. So they can't have two mortgages at once. So they have to time their closing with their purchase, okay? So you'll see that too. Whereas a lot of luxury clients, they'll take their time. They'll buy their new house. They'll get moved. They'll be real slow. They'll move into that new house and then they'll put their house up for sale at a time when it looks the best, when it's the most convenient, when they can get the highest price. Traditionally, that's always been the spring and summer. So what that means is luxury homes sell. They have a defined market, spring and summer, and not many luxury homes sell in the fall and winter. So of course, the average price is going to go down tremendously in the fall and the winter because we don't have any more luxury sales to bring the average up. And that's why when you take a look at every graph of month over month prices, you will see a trend every single year. And get ready for a really big trend throughout the fall and the winter of 2022 into 2023. Because that's what everybody's loving to say, because what they can't say is the truth. The truth is home prices are up year over year, quite a bit. Home prices are up. I mean, heck, in fact, all the major industries have revised their home price predictions for appreciation this year up in the last 2 months. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Zillow, Realtor.com, NAR, all are saying we undershot it. Home prices have come up a lot more than we thought this year. There's been a lot more appreciation, and they're all saying somewhere between 10 and 15%. I think the Mortgage Bankers Association says something like 7. They're the one that's kind of low, but they're mortgage. They're not in the sales industry. Does that make sense? So because of that, the year over year is high, and that, that doesn't sell. That's the same old news. So that's not going to do well in a headline. What will do well is negative news. Trust you me. I write, we have a one of the most read blogs in the real estate industry through my coaching company, the realestatetrainer.com blog, has over, I think it's 400,000 subscribers, and we know which posts get clicks. And if you put a post out there that says, are housing prices dropping? Is the housing market crashing? Everyone clicks on that. That's fear-based. And if you don't believe in fear-based marketing, I don't know where you've been for the last 3 years, but we had a whole election based upon it. COVID was based upon it. I mean, almost everything is based on selling fear. People jump on fear like nobody's business. I mean, they were duct taping kids' noses to their face so they didn't breathe the air because spittle was flying everywhere. I mean, it was crazy. Fear sells. Fear spreads. So understand that's why you're seeing just crazy media behavior with regards to the housing market right now. Despite the fact the average median home price is up 12% year over year, its home prices are crashing. Does that make sense? Because of month to month. And that is a new low I have never seen before. That's a new low. So let me show you something. Let me explain to you why this, and I've shown this to you guys before. This is your average home price over the course of, going all the way back into the 1950s here. You can see home prices have always increased. And we've talked about this, always increased until we had the Great Recession, right? Where we had a dip and it took a few years to start getting our equity back. And then after 5 years, most of the country had their equity back. And that, other than the Great Depression, that was the biggest dip we've had in 100 years now. And then it's just been, even on a steeper trail since. So worst case, this is what happens. The Great Depression kind of had a similar dip. Otherwise, home prices always go up straight ahead. And even when they go down, it's not too bad when you look at it on an average home price deal. It just felt bad when you were down here in this little dip. Now, as home prices are going up, you can see, especially take a look from the 1990s. Look at these little jagged cliffs all over the place. You can see some. Here was one back in 2020, that was probably COVID, when there was no sales for 3 months. You can see home prices, and there's one that happened in 2018 right there, and these little tiny jagged short-term dips. And you can see they happen throughout history. Go back to around 2000, there's some, price drops and come back up. And these are all happening inside of 6 months, right? Back here is another one in 89 where there was little price drops, some of those in the 80s, just where there's dips and they don't even last a full year. And those happen for lots of reasons. They happen for, a big one was here in COVID. There's a bunch of little ones, where different things happen where, there's catastrophic events or, something happens like Greece is about to be foreclosed upon their entire economy, or something. And all of a sudden the markets drop and everybody worries the other shoe's going to drop. And all of these things will start to happen that cause short-term dips with housing prices. There's lots of little ups and downs. And usually you don't even know they happened until you look back on them on a chart like that. And I will tell you, every time they happen, the media freaks out and panics our clients. So it's really important we tell them that, hey, this is just a month-and-month seasonal decline. And yeah, it does feel like housing prices are not going up 2% a month anymore. But right now they are probably going up close to 1% year over year. So this whole idea that I'm waiting until the market shakes out, guys, we have got to fight through that. That is crazy talk. Look at the chart I just showed you. What are you waiting for? The people that have been waiting, oh, that's Looney Tunes. I mean, you're waiting for the market to go up 30% so you can time it when it drops down 2%. Whoa. That's I've talked about. It's going to Gucci and trying to get a 10% discount. It's crazy. That's still overpaying for clothing way too much. But I got it at Gucci. It was only $3,000 blouse. Oh, great. It was 10% off. I know there's a lot of women on here right now just hoping their husbands aren't listening to this, but you get the idea. Okay, maybe Gucci's your bag. No pun intended. That is a great pun, by the way. So either way, watch the month to month. Before you see all these clickbaits about housing prices crashing, please take a close look. And then, take a look at oh, wow, that's from July to August or August to September or September to October or October to November. And that's only a 1% drop month over month. Right. We're still up, however many percent at that time from last year. And there are little dips throughout history. Don't freak. Don't think that the market just goes up forever and then crashes down forever. This isn't the stock market. Don't think that's what happens. Quite the opposite happens. Even the once every 100 years it does happen, whether it's the Great Recession or the Great Depression. Man, if we're talking in worst case, those things start turning around in a couple years. So this whole waiting to time things is just absolutely foolish. Okay. Not to mention that only really applies if you're a first-time home buyer. If you own a house, now you're being double crazy if you're trying to time the market. Because what are you going to do? You want prices to drop, so you're going to sell when it's low and buy when it's low. So you're going to get very few proceeds from the sale of your house. so you can buy a house for cheap? Or are you going to wait to list your house till housing prices start going up again, only to replace it with a house that costs a lot higher? See, it comes out in the wash, so don't ever try to time the market if you're just buying your personal residence, because you're going to pay for it. It comes out in the wash one way or the other. You're either going to pay for it when you sell or pay for it when you buy. That's why, now if you're investing, okay, I guess there is some theory on timing the market, which means buy it today, not tomorrow. Trust me, you saw the chart. But if you're buying a personal residence, you don't ever base on the timing the market thing, because you're going to pay for it when you sell, or you're going to pay for it when you buy. It comes out in the wash. Doesn't matter. Get moving for your lifestyle.